Hey, everybody, welcome on in. Testing. Let's make sure this is working. Let me get the live chats. Make sure I've got that up and running. I think we are good. What is this? There's a button. What does that do? Oh, I don't even know what that does. So we got a couple extra buttons, but I'm just getting this thing booted up. We're going to share the stream here real quick, and that way we got this all up and running. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Oh, over to YouTube. Hey, Florida Danny fan, how are you? Hey, dang it, where'd I put it? I set it over here. There it is. Gotta reach. I got something for you. I got this here for you. So as soon as that Denny win is in, I've got your program. Which he also won that race, of course. So awesome. But yeah, I asked Bristol to send me one, and they ended up sending me two. So I was like, I guess I have a bonus program that I could stick with my car. So cool. But yeah, I got that in, and I got to show, I guess, one other thing that came in. Show it off. But 2311 fan 45 is here, and also Joseph Watkins is here. So as this stream kind of boots up, I'll just have you guys hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to share it real quick on my primary phone, so that way I've got it up and running, because that's kind of the only way I know how to do this. Where do I go here? Gotta probably go to my own channel, don't I? Yeah, here we go. My channel, please. And then there's the live video. No. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go share. We're gonna go copy link. Boop, boop, boop. Create post. Paste the link. And then I'll put this above it. There we go. There we go. All right, now I can go back to the chats here real quick. Hello, fellow Brett Moffitt, Casey Kane, C-Bell, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe fan. You're close. Brett Moffitt, yes. Casey Kane, yes. C-Bell, not quite as much. Kyle Busch, probably a little more. Chase Briscoe, not about the same as C-Bell. So you're close, but I mean, hey, we're still 2.5 out of 5. I'll take it. Especially on the Brett Moffitt, Casey Kane, and those are like top tier favorite drivers on mine. So that works. Let's see here. I was able to make Tyler Reddick's Coda diecast. Heck yeah. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you were able to get that done. That's a hard diecast because of the matte color and all the confetti, and hope it turned out really good for you too. That's awesome. I'm actually just starting to experiment with some water slide decals to see how they work if I choose to start kind of customizing cars. So yeah, awesome. Hey, there's Die Hard. I liked all of them. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. I like a lot of drivers. Here we got Casey. Well, sorry. We got Casey Kane right there. We got a bunch of sprint car guys and stuff. So but if I were to list my top five guys are going to be Casey Kane, Chase Elliott, Brett Moffitt. Actually, probably Brett Moffitt, Chase Elliott, Noah Gragson, and then the fifth guy is probably going to be probably Kyle Larson, just because of all the dirt stuff. Have I ordered any Elite Premieres? I have ordered all the Elite Premieres. No, I'm just kidding. Not all of them. I have all the Race Win Elites. Hold on. I'll address that here in just 1 second. I got something to say. Oh, stuff from Charlotte. Well, that's awesome. Oh, shoot. I forgot. So, yes, you just mentioned Daytona. I actually snagged a pin from the website because for some reason Pit Shop didn't update until randomly like a week ago, and I picked up a whole boatload of pins. And I think I got more coming this week because there's the Richmond race and a couple others all got put on there. So I do have a pin, but don't worry, I still have a good use for it because there's going to be multiple cars from that Daytona 500. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Okay, and then here we go. I'll stop right here. So TRG 2007 says, have you pre-ordered any Elite Premier diecast? All right, so here's exactly why I was just going to answer that question very differently. You might be hearing me move some stuff, but here's the situation. I'm going to get some stuff out of a package here quick for me. I recently had some stuff made for this channel, and here they are. These are official holographic, I think is the technical term. Anyway, these are official Race Craze stickers. And you might be wondering, why in the world did I need to make a sticker? So starting next year, I say next year, starting in the 2024 race win season, it'll be Denny Hamlin's Clash win. Most likely that'll be first. Starting with that race, I will be creating kind of a special little thing, and it will include a sticker, which will go on the box. It will also include, if I can get it out, I'm trying to get this pin out. There we go. Not pin, sorry. It'll also include this little card. And when I make the review video for any, and it's going to be very specific, Elite Premier Race Win diecast. This is the only thing I'm doing these on. I'm not doing it for all of them. So like when I review, what car do I got coming soon? I think I got Chase Elliott's Roval car, not Roval, Chicago car. This is not going to be for that. This will be strictly Elite Premier diecast reviews, and I will literally only do it for the one that I review. But I'm going to fill this out, the driver, the year, the race, and then I'm actually going to date it down here with when I made the video. And on the back, I've got 2 QR codes. One takes it to the website, one takes it to the YouTube channel, so just wait to scan that. But this card will go in it. This sticker will go on the box, and then there will be it will have the pin, because otherwise I won't do the pin with it. So like basically for races I go to in person, the edition that has this card, this sticker, and the pin will actually stay in my collection personally. But the other ones are going to go somewhere. So anyway, I figured I wanted to try these things out. And the main reason why I thought it would be super cool to see the one diecast I review on video. Eventually it's going to go to a new home, and then it might get sold out of that home to a new home and wherever else. But I just thought it would be super cool. You know, I might be 10, 15 years down the line, someone's going to be selling one of those cars on eBay, and it's going to have the Race Craze sticker on it. And I'm going to be really tempted to go get it, because I just kind of that thing of knowing, well, where did it all go? Who all owned it? Kind of like a textbook from math class. So anyway, yeah, I made those, or had those made, just kind of had a neat idea that I wanted to try out. But again, it's going to be a little bit, because we won't get any Elite Premier diecasts until Denny Hamlin's win, which will probably be like August, September, October. So going to be a while before we have any of those like online or listed. But if you look on the RAS website, there is an Elite Premier Edition available for every race except for the Daytona 500, because I personally collect those. And then obviously like Kansas in a few weeks, that one won't be available because I will keep that one as well. So I only get one of each Elite Premier Edition, and that's the one I'm going to review, and that's where I'm going to put those cards and stuff. So just kind of something I wanted to try just to see how it worked and how I liked it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing with those. So and then hard not to like Seabell doing fellow Okie. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's why a big reason I'm a big Moffitt fan. So that helps. Why didn't you think of it? Well, it does help when I have a pretty cool logo that I like. Have 2 ordered, Larson and Hamlin. I have all of like I said, I got all the race wins ordered. So that you know, if I count them up in order, like I've got probably 10 or 12. But the Elliott one will be the first one in, so that'll be the one I get to do a review on. Marco is doing great. He is kind of a pain in the butt. He has started to climb through the rafters, biting insulation and spitting it out and leaving kind of a mess. So he's troublesome. He can be troublesome. But anyway, I also wanted to show off this specific thing. I don't really know what this is for, because that's for next year. But maybe I can show it. Maybe I can. I got to see if there's any information on here that doesn't need to be shown. Yeah, there is, right here. So right there, I'm just going to cover up my barcode. These are the 2024 Indy 500 tickets. I'm going to the Indy 500. So I am super, super excited for that. Actually pretty cool. It comes in this little like pouch. And really there's a whole bunch of stuff with it. So I got that the other day. So I'm officially in, a few weeks, late May, when everyone else is probably gearing up for the Coke 600. I'm going to be down in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm going to be watching the greatest spectacle in racing, and fingers crossed, watching Kyle Larson run. That'll be pretty cool. So, yeah. Let's see here. What was the next thing here? Oh, yes, the hat. That was the one thing I didn't address yet. The hat. Yes, I had this made. So this is something I'm going to wear during my live streams. I'm going to wear it during my race reviews, and I'm going to wear it at the race track. And you might be thinking, that's a lot of wearing. I got white because when the sun hits a white hat, it doesn't get as hot as when it hits a black hat. If you've ever worn a black hat in the sun versus a white hat in the sun, it's a big difference. So, yes, I have that made. And if anyone is interested in those, I will put a listing on the website with options for white or black. And then there's 2 sizes. This one is a large, extra large, and also then medium small. And so I can get the measurements and stuff so that way everybody knows what they're looking at. But I don't have to get a minimum order quantity or anything. I can just make them as needed, but I'm going to make them all at once. So I'm going to kind of get 5 or 6 people if that's how many want them. But they will be on the website. They're not up yet. I got to do a couple little adjustments, and then that'll be up on the website here in the next week or so. Okay. Anyway, now I can finally take a drink because I've got something else to add into that. Cheers. Okay, so the next thing I was going to address is all of this. And you might be wondering why I'm addressing all of this. Well, just about a week ago or so, the decision was made that the RAS diecast operation will be making a move. It will be changing locations. And if you know anything about moving lots and lots and lots of stuff isn't very fun. So if you look on eBay right now, there are about 80-something listings that are live. And in those 80-something listings are a bunch of what I call dollar auctions, which is an auction that started at 99 cents. Now, I don't think all of them are still at 99 cents. Anytime someone bids, it goes up, but it started there. And there are a boatload of sprint cars from the 1/18th scale. There is a boatload of NASCAR. There's some Casey Kane stuff that I'm a little shed a tear that I gotta let it go, but at the same time I gotta get it moved. And so there's a bunch of eBay listings out there right now for all of those cars. You'll also see a bunch of these. Those are the 1/64 scale sprint cars. There's the listings for individual cars, and then there is a bulk listing. So if you're looking for, I think it's 10, you can get 10 sprint cars for $100, which is $10 a piece. I think they're normally 15. And then it's 10 for 100 or 10 for 90, something like that. So it's about $10 a piece on the sprint car side if you want to bundle and get 10 of them. And it's guaranteed to be all unique drivers. I do not duplicate them. So if I only have, say I have 10 drivers, or I don't even have any duplicates up there, but there we go. I got 2. So there's 2 Casey Kane ones up there. I will guarantee that anytime you buy a pack of 10, you're only going to get 1 Casey Kane. You're not going to get both Casey Kane cars or 2 of the exact same car. So I make sure you get all individual unique diecasts. And while I'm at that, I'm going to stand up and walk over here real quick because we're doing the same thing with the 164s. I don't want to buy these up. I would like to just let them go to new homes before then. So same thing goes on there on eBay. These are, I think, 10 or 12 for, is it 12 for 80 or something? I think it adds up to about $7 or $8 a piece. Something like that. So they're normally $10.99, which is $11, and they're about $7. And you get 10 or 12 of them. So it's even better if you do both, because this is the 2023 section, 2022. 2022s are a little cheaper because that was before the price hike. But anyway, so yeah, there's options if you need to get, if you're looking to get a bunch of 164s. Again, same deal, no duplicates. And when I say no duplicates, it's not like, oh, well, you're going to get Chase. No, when I say no duplicates, you're going to get a Blaney, a Logano, a Chase, a Briscoe, a Hello, like all unique drivers. That's a good point. Can somebody link my eBay page in there real quick? Also, this is my setup. Nice. Actually, I can. I have my other phone going here. So let me link my eBay page in the comments and pin it. Because, yeah, I just wanted to show that off. I don't normally have 80 listings at once. That's a ton of listings. More than I'm used to. So I'm going to have a busy week next week shipping all that. But at the same time, I cannot express how nice it'll be to kind of clear some stuff out before I try to move all this. Because it's a lot of stuff. So I'll be definitely glad to have some of that moved. Let me see here. I'm going to get my page up for you here. Okay, go here. Trying to think how I share this. I think I got to go a different option here. Let me get back into the chats here real quick, though. Did I see the prototype of Tyler Reddick's Jordan 3X Balvin Sunset diecast? I have not. I don't even know what that is. Was that the second Jordan scheme he ran that was a little bit better? Or not better. Well, I thought the Carolina blue one was better, but I think I might remember that one. What am I doing? I got distracted here. Trying to link the eBay quick. Okay. Just getting ready to get you a link. Sorry about the delay. Let me get back in here. Yeah, moving does definitely suck a little bit. I'm not looking forward to that portion of it. As far as the busyness, I'm definitely looking forward to the opportunity, though. That I'm definitely looking for. Why did it do that? It just sent me to the app. I don't want to go to the app. Oh, crud. It's literally defaulting away from it's blocking. Okay, cool. Android, you suck. So Android is blocking me from sharing a link. Why is that a thing they do? That is really dumb. All right. Well, I'll have to look at that later. So sorry about that. I don't know why. I think it's in the channel listing, though. If I go into a specific spot. Yeah, it's on Twitter. I know it's there. And then I can go back into another video and probably get it. I don't know why it's like that, though. That's really dumb. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't think that would be something that was hidden. There we go. All right. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, this is going to be weird. I'm loading up my own live stream on a different phone. That's weird. All right, here we go. Oh, they're here to the delay. Anyone else hear that? Okay, here we go. Paste, send, and then take that comment. How do I pin that? Oh, wait, I think I can do this. How do I pin that? Oh, I don't want to remove my own comment. I want to pin it. What if there's a way to pin that? Anyway. What in the heck? Okay, well, that was dumb. There we go. It's in the description there. I don't know why it just completely closed my YouTube app. Like I said, Android is being a bit of a pain to me. But anyway, I commented it there. I'm trying to see if I can pin it to the top, but it doesn't appear to be wanting to let me do that. So I'll figure it out. It didn't lag. It was an issue on my end for some reason. Yeah, I can't pin it. I don't know why. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, it is there. So that's the important part. We know where it is. But yes, so that'll be all taking place. But the other thing I was getting this video all booted up for was I did want to show off those new stickers. I wanted to show off, obviously, the new hat and the cards that will be going on those Elite Premieres because, like I said, that'll be kind of a fun way for me to just see where those diecast ends up. Because, like, 10 years from now, I'm sure one of them will end up on eBay at some point. I'll see it, and it'll be like, neat. So yeah, there's that. Also, if you're an interested person in pins, so that's like the all-star pin, I do have a boatload of pins. Now, these are easier to move, so I'm not quite as worried, but the reason I wanted to mention that is I'm currently going through, and I'm going to be adding the all-new, oh crap, the eBay page is broken? Yeah, it probably is. Let me try it again. Of course. Like I said, Android is really driving me nuts today because it's blocking everything, thinking it's trying to outsmart everything, and I don't need it to do that because it thinks it knows what you want to do with it, and it doesn't. It just does more than it should. How do I share this? Come on now. Blocked. Okay, cool. Okay, it's blocked. Yeah, the eBay link is broken, and I know why. It's an issue. I don't know why it is broken, but it's kind of driving me nuts because it doesn't make any sense why it should be broken like that. All right, let's go in here. Here. There we go. All right, coming back with a new one. Oh man, what a pain. There we go. New link coming in. We're gonna delete that other one too. Remove. Oh look, I can pin this one. Pin. Haha! Check that out. There we go. All right, we figured it out. Try that link. I forgot I renamed my channel. Actually, that's a good point. Let me hit that button. Yep, I think this one should work. Let me know in the comments if it's working. Insert Eric Cartman crying meme, 100%, because I'm breaking everything. I can't have nice things. Link works. Woohoo! All right. Anyway, now that we're finally through all that mess, because that was certainly necessary. I need more Mountain Dew. This is too much. Did I see your set is finished? Din 1, Dora, Proto, and Wendy 62. I did not. You must put that on the Facebook page. I haven't been on Facebook yet today. That is awesome. You definitely. I have to get on there because I'll probably share that on my Instagram because I love when people get those sets together. So yes, the other thing, because I also, like had mentioned earlier, I do all raced wins on my site. I don't do all the standard paint schemes anymore. That also does include the Winner Circle brand. So they're a little bit more because I have to pick them up at Target. So I just have them as a little collection. So I think at Target they're $8. I think if you get them at Target, I have them listed at like 10 to 12, and then the certain ones are at 20 because they're really hard to find. Like mostly the trucks for some reason are super hard to find. Like I have to go snag them off of eBay for some dumb reason. Don't know why. But anyway, so yes, those are also in there. So yeah, just a busy freaking week. But yes, so all of those things to basically say in about probably a month and a half to 2 months, the whole operation is going to move. We're probably going to have all new setup, a whole new table, all new kind of everything. Everything will kind of change and move a little bit. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot of work to get all that done. So just wanted to give you guys the heads up on the eBay side to let you know that that was all taking place before next week. So it's all, like I said, all started at $1. I don't know where they're at now. But there's like 80 some listings out there, and we're going to be more to come over the next couple weeks. So don't be surprised and don't get worried. If you see a bunch of stuff getting sold, don't worry. I'm not getting out of it completely, but I am making some changes. So I don't have any new cars to show off, but what I was doing, and I mentioned earlier, was a show and tell. So basically what I'm going to start doing is looking in the comments for die-casts that I have that you guys want to see up close. These are cars that I should be able to I should be decently able to get a hold of. So I have a pretty good organization right now if I need to go grab a car and pull it off the base or just leave it on the base. But I should be able to get to it pretty easily. And so I'm going to now turn it over to the chat basically and say, which cars are people interested in seeing? Because from here on out, that's basically all I was planning to do, was show off a boatload of different die casts or even scales. If you want to see a 1/64th of a race version, a Winner Circle of a race version, just shout it out. I'll see if I got it. I should know pretty quick, and then I can go from there. So yeah, just shout them out in the comments, and I will go find it and pull it out if it's easy. Like I said, some of them are already a little stashed away. If you look over here, my race wins that I've seen in person are all stashed away, so those are a little tougher to get to, but I have a decent amount of other ones that I can get to pretty quick. So the first one I did see was Florida Denny fan. She said Denny anything. You know what? Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna grab a Denny car. Which one do I want to do though? I'm going to do the most recent ad I have. So I'm going to do Denny's most recent ad, SVG, and then I'm going to grab something else that's really neat. I'm going to grab it, though. All right, got one. There's the first one. Now I need to grab the SVG. Oh, crap. Where did I put the SVG? See, where did I put his? It should be in the track house section. Where did I put track house? There they are. There it is. Yep, I knew I had them in here. I had to set them in a certain spot. So I got an SVG 1/64th. There we go. All right, and then I was going to grab the car of my choice, which is a little bit of a lesser known car, or a car I don't show off a ton. But part of that is just because I've had everything in boxes for so long. That's why I can't wait to get everything moved, because I'll be able to get everything out of their boxes again. And when you guys want to see something, I can literally grab it and show it off in like 2 minutes. It won't take any time at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this SVG car out, because it's very easy to get out, and then I can get the other ones out of the box while I have this one on camera. All right, set that there, and boom. By the way, how does it look? Is it bright enough for you guys? Let me check my lighting quick. It's on. Is it too dark? Let me know if you guys think it's dark. It seems dark, but it could be just the phone. But anyway, there's that SVG car I was talking about, the 1/64th. And while that is there, I'm going to get the other two cars out. I will say the SVG car is definitely one of the. It's going to be one of those cars, kind of like Brad Keselowski's Talladega win, that I think is going to get. I don't say relatively rare. It's going to be decently rare and relatively sought after. It's going to be one of those really popular cars where, yes, they made a bunch of them, but people are going to want a bunch of them, and so it'll kind of balance out that way. All right, so I'm going to get my next car out quick. Because, yeah, the SVG car, I didn't show it off yet. I think it's on the right side. No, is it on the left? Which side is it on? Yeah, it's on the left. No, it is. It's the right rear. The right rear corner. I got to get it over here. There's the right rear corner. So the right rear corner's got a decent amount of damage to it, just from all the beating and banging on the road course. But that was the corner that looked really good on the 1/24th scale that I noticed. And so, yeah, I definitely really like those. I wonder if I put some dark shading here. Maybe I can get this thing to brighten up a little bit. Try to really shade that. There. Now it's a little better. It looks a little brighter. Anyway, so now I'm going to move that off the screen because I was going to show off the Denny car. This was the one request. I shouldn't say the one. This is one that I just did a review on a couple days ago. This is Denny's first win. You can see the bare bond here. He had a flat left rear that caused him to spin into the grass. And this was his first career win. And he spun into the grass at Pocono, had all sorts of bare bond that had to get stuck to the rear corner here, which is really cool because you can see it. I got to back it up here. But you can see it on the corner panel. It's up there. And just overall the details. So there's a little bit of buildup there on the left front. You can see the buildup on the nose. Like, this car was honestly a really good steal because it's broken. Unfortunately, you can see the wheel here is broke. But I know how to fix that. So getting this thing for cheap was an absolute steal for me. I love this car. This is not one I plan to part with either. This is one that I want to get autographed by Denny just because, one, for everybody who doesn't already know, the 2006 to 2008 Elites were some of the best we've ever had. I'm going to get the hood open real quick so you guys can see it. But look at that detail. Like, the engines were just, I mean, freaking loaded. Like, how do you not like this? And so, yeah, this is the only Denny Gen 6 car I have. I might try to get his other Pocono win from 2006 just for fun. But, yeah, this is definitely a new favorite of mine. Jealous you have the 2016 Daytona autographed? Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I had the ARC, and I actually got that from somebody here in the chat. I wish I could remember how to say the name. I'll just scroll up a little bit and read it slow. It's Die Hard Racing. He's a big Noah Gragson fan, but I got a couple of cars from him, big name cars. So I got a Joey Logano All-Star Elite. I got that car in Elite, and Joey Logano's Daytona 500 Elite, all from him. So, yeah, that was a very good buy for me. I was very happy with that car because I already had the autographed ARC, but I wanted Elites. And then the other car I decided to pull out of random was this one. This is AJ Allmendinger's rookie car from Red Bull Racing. And the reason I have that is I got this autographed at Kansas back in like 2019, I want to say. Spring of 2019, maybe spring of 2018. Yeah, I think it was spring of 2018, honestly. It was down in Victory Lane. Him and Chris Buescher, I believe, when they were teammates at JTG, were doing an autograph signing in the Victory Lane area like hours before the race. And I brought this car down to him and got it signed on the windshield. But the reason I really love this car is a Gen 7 Toyota Camry, or Gen 4 Toyota Camry. I always loved the way the Gen 4 Toyota Camry looked, but unfortunately it only ran for one season, and it was only a half season at that. And so I really liked the way this car looked. I love the 84. I used to play this car all the freaking time on NASCAR 08. And this was one of my favorite cars because I loved the way that Camry nose looked. And the Red Bull paint scheme just fit perfectly. So I had to pick this thing up. But yeah, this was definitely a good pickup because I didn't have to pay a ton for it, and then I got it signed. And so, yeah, that's the only reason it hasn't gone anywhere. It's like I tend to collect only race wins, but there's some of those where I have, stories of how I got them signed that I just can't let them go. Met AJ last week at the truck race. Before COTA. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, I will say that's the one benefit of NASCAR is that you can get everything. You can meet a lot of drivers. Like, it's tough to meet some of the big name drivers. It can be a little more difficult, but it's possible. All right, let's see here. Sold the last Denny Elite for $750 unautoed. Wow. Yeah, I got 2 of them for that. I think I pretty much got all of my Elites from you for at least under that. It was, yeah, I stole them. Thank you. Thank you for the steal. I appreciate that. I had DIN 83 of the Red Bull Elite. didn't 83 of the 83 or of the 84? Because the 84 I would kind of be interested in, but I really like the one I've got already autographed. Would have been 2019 Dinger retired from Cup Series, or 2018 Dinger. Okay, yeah, that's right. Pre moved in the 47. So yeah, it was 2018. And the reason I remember is because the race was unsponsored for a while, so there was no race pin for 2018. It was the KC Masterpiece 400 at Kansas. It was a night spring race, and I actually got a T-shirt in Victory Lane for the KC Masterpiece 400, and that's how I remember it, is because I got the T-shirt when I was down there. All right, 2311 and Eric Jones are the next two requests. I can definitely make that happen. First things first, I got to stick this Denny Hamlin back in its box. A beautiful Denny Hamlin. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, I didn't even mention the spoiler. Do you guys see those little spokes on the spoiler? All individual units, braces, tethers. Like, this is why I love the elites of this era. The elites of this era are just so detailed. It's such a good buy. So if you're a fan of a driver that has any Gen 4 elites made, I highly recommend getting one of them. Just get one elite from the Gen 4 era because they look so good and there's such good detail in them. I mean, seriously, these elites are fantastic. Might have to go sell a kidney for that 2016 winner. It's okay. It'll take 2 kidneys. And that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Let's see here. Kyle Busch, Brett Moffitt. Yeah, I could probably definitely do that. I think I got Brett Moffitt just to my left here because I'm getting ready for a new video. Let's see here. Okay, so first things first, 2311 or Eric Jones. Okay, so what do I want to grab? I would grab my 2311 45 cars, but unfortunately I think that are going to be really hard to get to because they're buried in the bin because I've seen them. I've seen 2311 win twice. No, I've seen him win 3 times. Reddick is not, his car's not out yet, but I've seen both Bubba and Kurt. I saw both of those wins. And then the only other one that's been made was Talladega. So I'll go grab that car. And then you said Jones. I'm going to grab... I think I know which car I'm going to grab. Whoop. All right. I got a couple of them now. I'm going to get them over here. And then we'll move on to the next batch. I got to remember what those are. Next batch after that are going to be Kyle Busch, Brett Moffitt. I can do that one real quick. 84, one off the door. Okay, gotcha. It was the 84, and it was one off of the door. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Dude, that's awesome, though. That car was so cool. So the first one, you said anything Eric Jones. So I decided to pull this car. This is one of my really, really heavily, favored cars. Because I also have the pin for it. I love getting pins. I love them. So there it is. That is Eric Jones' 2019 Southern 500 win. That's right. Eric Jones is a 2-time Southern 500 winner, which I find downright crazy that he was able to snag not 1, but 2 Southern 500s. And both of them were kind of just out of nowhere, kind of, I don't know, I want to say bizarre, but kind of bizarre as far as how he was able to snag them. And so, yeah, this was a throwback to his own late model, I think. The pin, fantastic looking pin. And then, yeah, just decent amount of confetti. Unfortunately, it was the tall spoiler era, so there's a little of that that's a little, I don't know, less than ideal, I would say. But still, overall, it is a Darlington win, so you do get a little Darlington stripe back here. But just overall, it's a pretty cool car. You know, it was his second career win, I want to say. And, yeah, I thought this one looked really cool, so... Yes, I have that one for Eric Jones. And then the next one, you said 2311, so I just decided to grab Bubba's first career win from Talladega. Also snagged a pin with that, which is why I just absolutely love pins. So, yeah, I got the pin for that one as well, tagged in there. Let's see, which is this? 2019. That's this one. Gotta make sure I got the right box. And this one has some detail on the McDonald's side because they ran a different McDonald's scheme for a massive chunk of the year, and then they switched it for a couple races late in the year. And I think this McDonald's scheme was way, way better than the one they were running earlier. So I'm really glad they switched it. Kane, if I have any. Please. What don't I have for Kane? I can be very picky on which one I go grab. All right, let's see. I'm going to leave this up while I go grab the other one. So let's see. Kyle Busch, Brett Moffitt. Oh, yeah, I was going to grab the Brett Moffitt real quick because it's right to my left. I'll grab a Kyle Busch a little bit later. I think I know which Kyle Busch I want to grab. Because I'm going to just leave them on the bases because it's a lot easier for me to slide them back in. All right. Bubba, you've had your time in the sun. Time in the shine. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Limelight. Whatever. Close enough. All right, so we're going to slide that one back. Meanwhile, I'm going to slide this one out. So for the Brett Moffitt fans out there, they probably don't recognize this one because it's a custom. This is the 2020 Kansas win. This is the race that locked him into the round of, or the championship 4, where he should have won his second truck title if it wasn't for Dawson freaking Cram. But I have not forgiven Cram for that. I still won't. I refuse. So, yeah, that's this one. But yes, this is one of my favorite Brett Moffitt trucks. I got it autographed. I consider this kind of a race I saw in person. And the reason I say kind of is because I wasn't actually allowed to be at the racetrack, but I was literally just off the backstretch. Like, I was literally watching the burnout as we drove by. So yes, I was very heavily invested in the race, even though I couldn't be there because NASCAR didn't allow fans in for what reason I will never understand. Because there are less people at these at truck and Xfinity races, and yet it was like social distancing, so you can't go there. And it was like, but we're gonna be there for the Cup race tomorrow. What? So yeah, it was dumb. But anyway, I was technically there, so I'm gonna count that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually we'll leave that here while I go grab the next one. So the next one on it was, I did have this one, Seb Patrol, or what is this? Seb Part of 2. Seb Part of 2. Okay, so he said, any recommendations for a new collector? And I have tons of recommendations, but the question it really becomes, what do you want to collect? So personally, for me, I used to be a huge 1/64th collector. This was when I was, probably ages 10 to 15, 10 to 14, kind of that 5-year window there. I just nothing but 1/64s. Why? Because I was a kid. That's all I could afford. And Walmart and Target had a bunch of them. So basically, that was what I collected. So that's what I like to grab. And I've always felt this way. Buy what you like. If you think it's like, oh, I'm going to buy for an investment or I'm going to buy for a strategy, don't do it that way. Otherwise, if it doesn't make any money, then you're mad. But at least if you buy for enjoyment, then whether it makes money or not, you don't care. And that's the best way to go about it. So always buy what you like. And then the other part of it is, be very kind of deliberate when you're thinking about what you want to get. So in other words, early on when I was buying the races I went to in person, I said, you know what? I think I like the Elite version better. I'm going to just make sure I grab these in Elite so that way I don't have to worry about it later. And the reason I say to do that is sometimes the car prices go down, which is great. The problem is, like Chase Elliott's Kansas win, if you say didn't grab that car because you said, oh, the price will come down, I'll just grab it then. Well, now that car is like a $300 car. And instead of paying $87 for it back in 2018, now you have to look at $300. Now it's, a little harder to get a hold of. So that's why I've always said, once you kind of figure out like a set that you really want, like you're committed to, kind of stick with at least one set, and then you still get to have the fun. But like for me, I chose to do all the races I go to in person. I get the Elite raced version, period. And so next year, or this year, 2024, I'm going to grab all the Elite premiums of every race I go to in person. That's my line. After that, if I get, Denny Hamlin's Bristol win from a couple weeks ago in the Elite Premium, the good news is I don't have to keep that one. And I say have to keep, like if I chose to keep it, great. If not, I sell it, doesn't matter, because I have a certain set that I've said, this is the set I'm sticking with. The rest of it is just for fun. So yeah, that's definitely something I would recommend doing. And then the other part of it is just figure out how you want to make them look, because there's something like this. I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going off on a tangent here, I know. But these are things that you can do that don't necessarily cost a bunch of money, but they're fun. So this is, I gotta move a few things. Here we go, moving it this way. So this is a light box. You hit this button and the whole thing illuminates. And you're probably thinking, well, why would I want a light box? What good does a light box do? Well, let me show you this Denny Hamlin car that I just put back, and now I'm going to pull back out again because apparently I'm incapable of making a decision. So this Denny Hamlin car, I show it in front of you here. It looks, pretty good looking car, right? We're going to go ahead and slide it in this light box. And this light box is full of mirrors and lights, and it looks beautiful. I mean, look at the way the lights just reflect off of all of the different points, because there's LEDs all around the case. And so, yes, there's things like this that you can really enhance the way you display your stuff. These boxes are stackable, and they are, like I said, they're light up. So you can illuminate the entire box with the mirrors and the lights. So finding fun ways to display your cars is also a fun thing to do, because it gives you that kind of creativity where you can say, This is how I chose to display this whole set of cars, or this my favorite driver, or things of that nature. So same thing with the pins. I like to add pins because you can pull a pin out of a box. This is a Denny Hamlin pin, I think. And, you know, you just plop it in there. In this case, it's in a package, but I would normally have it off there. But the other thing you can do is you can actually take the little piece of plastic, drill holes in it, and then the pin can be mounted in the plastic like that. And so there's so many ways you can display diecast that it's like definitely explore that route. You're gonna find a lot of fun things to do when finding ways to like display your cars. So anyway, that was a long answer to a fairly simple question, but I just had to go off on it because it's fun. All right, Casey Kane. And what was the next one? Eric Jones. Oh, yeah, I won't hold Phoenix against him. He did struggle at Phoenix, but I'm going to hold Dawson Cram responsible forever. I won't let go. 2015, 2016 Daytona 500 Elites are 750 range now. Pretty crazy. Yeah, that is insane. I am super glad I got those taken care of early because they are super hard to find. The hardest to find, though, for the Daytona 500 was 2009 Matt Kenseth. I took forever to find that thing. Alex Bowman. Okay. So I'm going to put this one away, and I'm going to grab an Alex Bowman car. Oh, I have a perfect one. I'm going to grab an Alex Bowman car, and I'm going to grab a Casey Kane car. All right, we're going to set this over here. Start with the Alex Bowman. Oh, I need to put some of these back before I forget. Oh, okay, coming back. Finally got the two cars I was grabbing. I was grabbing an Alex Bowman and a Casey Kane, but I had to dig a little bit because the Kane was being a little bit of a troublesome car to get out. So I finally got that one out, and I'm going to put this Shane Van Gisbergen 164th back in its box. Get that ready to go back on the shelf where it belongs. Okay, we'll start with the Alex Bowman, and then I'll go on to the Casey Kane one right after that. Let's go back to the chat here real quick. Recently got a Dawson Cram diecast. I know. I felt betrayed. Yes, I refuse to acknowledge anything Dawson Cram does, whether good or bad. He is literally dead to me for what he did. It is literally that level of disparity that he caused me, and I won't apologize because he never apologized. All right, here we go. So I decided to pick up an Alex Bowman diecast, and you'll notice I picked up one that's a little bit old. This is his 2017, I think? Yeah, 2017 first career win from Charlotte. So this was the number 42. He was running for Chip Ganassi at the time in the Xfinity Series, but sponsored by Hendrick Cars, so obviously he was still under the Hendrick banner at that point. But yes, I decided to pick this one off the shelf because it's one you don't see a lot of places. It's a little tough to find. Like, you don't see this thing floating around out there super often. So I don't know how crazy like rare it is. Let me see. Actually, I can look at a box. Let's see. One of 997. They made a decent amount. That's actually not like a small number. So they made a decent chunk of them. But yeah, it's kind of neat. What is this? Oh, crud. I dropped a pin down here. What are we doing? What do we got going on here? I'm trying to get the other car out of the box, but I got a pin that's kind of causing... Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Oh, I got some cool stuff to show you. This is also, I forgot about this entire thing. So as I'm pulling the Casey Kane car out of the box, I forgot I had actually picked up something about this car that was very unique. Maybe not super unique. I found it very unique. But I got to use a screwdriver to get this thing out because it has some cool details. So let's go back into the chat. Funny story about Eric Jones. My buddy ran over by his golf cart leaving 2019 Bristol night race. Hey, I was at that race. That was a fun race. I mean, it was incredibly tragic because De Benedetto should have won that race, but I was at that race. I'm glad Eric Jones, golf cart driver, didn't commit vehicular homicide, though. I am very grateful you guys made it out alive, and that Eric Jones golf cart is not under investigation for any crimes. So we can all be glad about that. All right, the Bowman one is back in the box, so I'm going to show you another one. Most of you might know what this one is. I'm going to flip it around this way because this is the good side. But this car, if you guys know which one that is, you can post. Oh, I'm probably way behind on chats, by the way. So I'm just going to go. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Perfect. Yes, so down on the bottom there, I got to the base of it. This car, if you guys know which year this is and which car, like race win this is, you can post in the comments. But it came with, I shouldn't say came with, I have recently found a way to acquire some different pins. This one came with it. So yes, there we go. Somebody had it. I knew a Kane fan would know that. Sonoma, and then it has the date 6/21/09. So it has this Victory Lane pin. That was like standard. This came with the car, and they only made this car in ARC. So that's the only way you had that pin. Then I found the official event pin, June 21st, 2009, the Toyota Save Mart 350. Which I thought was really cool to find the official event pin because the Sonoma race win pins are super hard to find. Like the Sonoma event pins are ridiculously hard to get a hold of. Like I literally have to get a contact at the racetrack to buy me one when I want one. So there's that one. And then I found this pin. And there you see it was a official like Sonoma Cup win pin. And these all got found. I found all of these online. So I somehow ended up with 3 total pins for this one win. And I don't know. I just really thought that was cool because this one, like I said, came with the car. This one was just a bonus or like the official event pin, which are, like I said, super hard to find. Really glad I found it. And then this, like, just, I didn't know they even made these things. So I had to grab that one. So yeah, those are the those pins. I had to snag those, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick this one back in its box here to keep it all nice and safe. And you'll notice that's really shiny because I haven't had a chance to really keep it out on display, which is a good thing as far as keeping it shiny. But yeah, let's see here. What do you think the odds that Moffitt gets a ride before the end of the year? I think he'll have a ride at Iowa. I don't know who it'll be, but he's gonna pull some funding and sponsorship together, and he will run the Xfinity race at Iowa. And I honestly don't be shocked if they somehow put together a cup ride with some Iowa sponsors. Like, don't be shocked if Front Row runs their 36 car or somebody else runs a third car at Iowa and he gets a chance to run that. So, I mean, I think that's still a long shot, but it wouldn't shock me if someone said that, oh, Moffitt hasn't raced all year, but he's going to be back for Iowa and he's going to rake, he's going to be in the next gen car in somebody's team. It wouldn't shock me. He always, because of the local ties, he always can find sponsorship, it seems like, for the Iowa races. And that goes all the way back to his, like, Xfinity days and whatnot. So, yeah, I think that one he'll be all right. Let's see. There we go. Put this card down. Put that box back. Bingo. All right, back to the chat here. Favorite driver. My favorite driver was Casey Kane growing up. So Casey Kane, I was actually a Bill Elliott fan for a year in 2003, and then Kane took the 9 car, so I kind of jumped on that. So Kane was my favorite driver, and then Chase Elliott and Brett Moffitt are kind of a 1A after that because Kane was definitely my all-time favorite. I would love to get to see him win sometime in person. It's going to have to be in a sprint car now, most likely, but that would have been one of the coolest things. But then, yeah, it's it's Elliott and Moffitt after that. And then behind them comes Gregson and Larson, where Larson, it's not I actively am always rooting for him, but it's kind of a thing where I just appreciate what his driving capabilities are. With Knoxville, late models, it doesn't matter what he hops in. He's fast. I love it. I'm going to be rooting for him at the Indy 500. So would be cool if he got the Colleague 16 at Iowa. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Yeah, that car's going to be open, isn't it? There's a chance he could run for colleague in the 10 car and in the 16 car at Iowa. I didn't even think about that. That could be a good opportunity. So I hadn't even thought of that. Got word that Priest cars aren't getting made. There's a couple getting made, but not many. I think you can get his Haas car, but yeah, there's not a lot of Brian Priest cars out there. I thought his Haas car was his best looking car of the year, though, thus far. I thought that was the coolest one. Another thing I hadn't even mentioned, but I'm going to pull it off the shelf because I see it sitting here. Shout out to Lionel Racing. I know I give him a lot of crap all the time about the quality. This car, the Winter Circle car, you'll notice, I'm going to actually pull it out. Why not? But this is an $8 car. And compared to what we were getting just a year or two ago, windshield banners, windshield, writing, all those types of things. This is an $8 car with a base. It comes with the stat card. It comes with this little nice thing like this. This for $8 is a great bang for buck. I really like this bang for buck right here. So I had to give Lionel the shout out because I thought, we've given them a lot of crap. Their quality has gone downhill, this and this. Their quality control hasn't been great. All fair criticisms, by the way. Like, they've all been fair. But that being said, I will have to give them the shout out of great job. These winter circles are absolute wins for fans. These are fantastic bang for buck. I mean, those are super cool. I was like, I'm blown away. I love, once they added the windshield banner detail, it was a fantastic decision. I love it. Picked up the most, Dale Senior Elite Goodwrench. Oh, that's right. That was the never sold to the public car too. The Daytona 500 24 karat gold elite. Golly, that's got to be thousands. I imagine that is a very pricey car. So yeah, that's probably pretty pricey. Trying to get my hands on the Truex Bros Dover wins. Oh yeah, that's going to be, especially in the Winter Circle one, those are going to be hard to find. Because that wave just came out. So I have to go look at Target this weekend. But I'm still way behind. Like, I think I still have 2023 Wave 3 at my local Target. So we're well behind. We still got a ways to go to get back caught up so we get the new waves. All righty. All right, so I was going to check a message real quick. Somebody had sent me something. Okay, perfect. That's that one. So about 2,500 retail. Oh my word! Wow. Had to let an $800 car go, but you got that, so that helps. Missing Kevin on track. Oh, dude. I remember when Kane retired. The good news is for me, I had Chase Elliott to root on in 2018 and 19, so it wasn't quite as hard. But yeah, when your driver leaves a series, I remember when Moffitt left the Truck Series. I was like, what do I do now? I don't want to watch trucks. Trucks are boring. And so not having a rooting interest is, it sucks. But I will say, eventually you kind of come around to just sort of slightly liking a lot of guys, and it makes the race a lot more fun to watch. Because you're not sitting there like, how's my guy doing? How's my guy doing? You end up being like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at that guy. That guy's pretty cool. Look at him go. It ends up being a lot more fun at that point. But it takes a while, because once you lose your guy, it can be tough to watch for a little while. All right, so what was the next car I was going to grab? I wanted to grab something really unique. Oh, I remember. Stay right here. Nobody even gets to say which car. I know what I'm grabbing. Okay. This is a set. I think, actually, maybe I'll ask Diehard here. He knows the values of some of these. Hey, Diehard, when I show this car off, let me know what the value of this is, because I have no idea. All I know is when I bought it, I was super happy because I found it for a pretty good deal, and I don't even know what this thing will fetch right now for cost, or I should say for value. So let me get it pulled out here real quick. I've shown this off on a diecast review, so don't get me wrong. It's not something you guys haven't seen before. But I just think it's really cool. Found my channel just today. Wow, that's awesome. I literally don't stream that often. You just literally timed it perfectly. This is the story of Hendrick Motorsports' 200 wins. We'll start with chapter 1. Just kidding. It's a diecast. So anyway, yes, this is a really cool car, by the way, or set of cars. So first things first, Southern 500 2012. Yeah, this is a set I really think is pretty cool. But anyway, the reason I want to show this off, I'm going to pull this out. That's the liner. And the reason I wanted to show this off is that is the only, to my knowledge, that is the only Jimmy Johnson car that comes in a matte finish. As far as I know, every other Jimmy Johnson car was a gloss finish, always. And then, of course, it came with, like, these cars. So that's Casey Kane's Rockwell car. I used to have that in 1/24th. I just decided I didn't. Somebody offered me, like, $160 for it. I said, why not? I can't. It's not even out of my box all the time, so I had to grab it. But anyway. Oh, yeah. Is this screwed down? It is. Okay, yeah. This is screwed down, so I had to check. But, yes, a matte finish Jimmy Johnson car. So I thought this was super cool. Obviously, like I said, then it has the Hendrick 164s in there as well. But I just thought that car was super unique, especially with the box style. And so that's one I've picked up and just said, I can't get rid of it. Like, I don't typically collect just Darlington wins or anything specific like that. But this set was just too dang cool. It's DIN 88. I don't know if that really matters. And then it comes with this little commemoration of the 200 wins. But I don't know. This whole set it was so cool. I can't let it go. It's too cool. So yeah, I had to show that one off. And I gotta see here? What did he say? He thought that was $250 or so. I don't know. It's an elite, so I don't know. I know the ARC I think fetches a couple hundred, but I don't know what that thing's worth. It's not going anywhere, so I don't have to really be too worried about anything like that. So don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But I just had to. I've always been curious because you don't see them very often. They're pretty rare. I think I didn't even check what the production number was on them. Where's that number at? There's a tag on here somewhere, isn't there? No, I don't know where that tag is. There you go. Alright, sorry, I'm folding it back up and it's being kind of a pain. Because, yeah, I literally have that thing still in plastic wrap. It's in that good a shape. Alright. There we go. Slide that on back in. Okay, that one's taken care of. And I grabbed one more car while I was at it, but I had to show that one off because that one is one of my favorites. Like I said, I cannot wait till I have all these out of my shelves and I can just show them off easily on a regular basis. I might do a weekly stream just to do that because it'd be fun. Anyway, the next car I grabbed, I can get this one out a little bit quicker. I have a bit of a lingering bitterness towards Hendrick due to them doing nothing when Kane was struggling. Oh, don't get me wrong. I 100% agree. It was so frustrating. But here's the thing. Because I know a lot of Kane fans were bitter at that time that he was struggling because Chase Elliott was running so well as a rookie. And they were bitter towards Chase Elliott. And I'm sitting here right now as a fan of both Kane and Elliott. And I'm sitting here saying, Chase Elliott's in the same boat. He won a literal championship and is struggling. And I get it. People are saying, well, struggling. He's running top 10. I get it. He can run top 10, but his teammates are winning multiple races a year. And he hasn't won. Get this. He hasn't won in over a year, but he hasn't had a top 5 on a 1.5 mile track in the next gen era. The whole next gen era, no top 5s on those 1.5 miles. That is staggering. Like, that's a massive deal to me because that means he's covering up for their poor performance on road courses and super speedways and short tracks and kind of what I would call the driver-sensitive tracks. And unfortunately, because he's covering up for them there, they're not making the proper adjustments they probably need to be making at crew chief because the car's not running good. Anyway, the next car I was going to show off real quick because I recently acquired this, and I did make a video. This is Jimmy Johnson's Bristol win. This was one of my absolute favorites because I really liked this paint scheme. Obviously, the right side, super raced up. I mean, that looks awesome. And then also, it did come with no left rear tire. Whoever I bought this from had actually customized a flat tire for it. So you'll see they kind of marked up the Goodyear Eagle and flat spotted it so it would sit flat. But yeah, I found this on eBay and I saw that it already had a tire and I didn't even have to do the customization to it. And so I obviously picked that up, added my pin to it. And yeah, this is another one of those where it's like, I don't plan on selling this thing. I love this car. It's like, it's one of those diamond in the rough type things where I finally I had it in ARC at one point, and then I said, oh, I'll sell it now, and then I'll go back and find it in Elite later. Not realizing that for some reason, Jimmy Johnson's cars, between the time I sold it and the time I was going to try and find this one, the values were going to like triple. So that was unfortunate because it kind of bit me in the butt. But at the same time, I did eventually find it, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, I really like that car. It also is the car he sent it 3 wide on Kane at Indy. Almost wiped his teammate out, but luckily Kane still got the Brickyard. But let me tell you, that about threw me for a loop. Where I was like, are you really going to have 2 Hendrick Motorsports cars crash each other and let Brad Keselowski win? Oh, I was going to be mad. Wow, that vacuum is struggling. That vacuum was making itself known. What a noise. All right, so I'm going to stick that Johnson car back in its box. Yeah, I wish they'd done that with the Texas one as well. Oh, said you sent me some pictures. Well, let me take a look here. Because remember, this is my backup phone, so I can actually look on my primary phone real quick. All right, slide that off. Go with my primary phone out here. Is it on Instagram? Was it on Facebook? I don't even know what messenger to look for. So you're gonna go here. Let's go here, here. Nope, it's not there. I don't know. Where'd you send them? I don't see them. I'll have to look later. On Insta. Okay, well, let me go back to Instagram. Is it on my old Instagram? Insta. Wait, is it on my personal Instagram? No. Because my personal Instagram is full of nothing but spam because I don't have any account link to it, and so it decides to just put garbage in there. Back to the Race Craze one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it didn't load. Here we go. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm going to show this off. Why not? I'm going to pull my phone out. So there it is. That's the gold one he was talking about. That is the gold Daytona 500 car that was made in 1998. So that was part of the anniversary edition. I'm going to show that too. Here we go. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to show that there. But there, if it will load, there you can see Daytona 500 logo and the gold. This is also, if you're looking, there you go. Diehard 8838 is the car. There's the prototype autographed Wendy's car. And then there's that set he was talking about. So I just wanted to share the pictures he sent because I had my phone out, so I may as well share them. I didn't have anything against Elliott. No, I know it was. I noticed I was part of a Casey Kane page on Facebook, and so many people were like celebrating every time he'd have a DNF or something. And it was like, I just didn't get it. I'm like, dude, I was an Elliott fan that turned into a Kane fan. I like both of them. So yeah, being a Dale Jr. fan was like that, dude. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Is like. It's hard to, because Dale Jr. hadn't had crazy amounts of sustained success at certain tracks where, like, we know Chase can win on 1.5 miles. He's done it before. And then for suddenly he can't even run in the top 5 ever. It's like, it's time for a change. And I will say, I mentioned last week during the stream, I said I would take McDowell's crew chief or Adam Stevens, Christopher Bell's crew chief. Well, guess what? Both of them played the strategy at the end of the first stage that I said would be a great strategy for guaranteeing points and potentially getting you up front for a win. If Michael McDowell doesn't have a power steering failure, I don't know where he ends up. But the fact is, between Michael McDowell and Christopher Bell, the strategy they chose is the strategy I would have chose, and they probably almost won the race for it. If Chase Elliott runs that strategy, he might win. So it's just frustrating because I'm like, I love strategy racing, and Alan Gustafson doesn't strategy race. Drives me nuts. Yeah, Nick, I 100% agree. The 2017 Brickyard 400 got me back into NASCAR. I watched on a TV thing, but I hadn't gone to races. Like, I went to the Kansas Fall race every year, and that was it. I didn't go anywhere else. But that race, when I saw when he won that race, I got so excited, I went and bought tickets to Chicagoland. And then I traveled to Chicagoland to my first race, like, away from, say, my immediate family. I kind of went a little bit of, I don't want to say Lone Star, but kind of going off on my own, and I loved it. And then after that, I've been going to 3+ races a year since. But yeah, the 2017 Brickyard 400 was literally the race that got me back into it. I got so excited. It was in the playoffs. I knew he wasn't going to have a good run, but I didn't care. I was all bouncing off the walls. Those same Kane fans always threw shade at Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Matt Kenseth. Yeah, they were very anti Joe Gibbs. I remember that. Never liked Chase, lack of personality. I wish Noah did that. Dude, Noah, I like Noah just because Noah's a great dude. And then Chase, like I said, Bill Elliott. So Chase Elliott's a natural fit, and I do like his kind of demeanor. I mean, he's literally kind of a quiet, leave me alone. I'm here to race kind of guy, and he lives away from Charlotte, kind of stays away from it all, and I just like that kind of mentality approach. But at the same time, I would like to see I'd like to see a crew chief change there. Hurricane Hub. Oh, dude, that sounds awesome. What a great name. That's like the Mafia, which I don't even know if that's existing, but Brett Moffitt's fan club needs to be the Mafia. And the Hurricane, I love that. That's awesome. The Hurricane squad or crew or whatever. Okay, so what was the next car I was going to grab? It was this one. So I got on the topic of Darlington wins for a little bit there, and I had to grab this car. This is a car, I think it's decently pricey. I can't remember how expensive this car is specifically, but this one specifically is an ARC. So there's the Southern 500 pin. If you recognize that pin, you'll probably know which car this is. But this is, I'm not going to unscrew it. This is Kevin Harvick's Darlington win from 2014. It's the only number 4 car that doesn't have the yellow playoff banners on it. So yeah, this is the only number 4 he won within 2014 that didn't get or Budweiser specifically, sorry, that didn't have the yellow stuff on it. So yeah, we've got I thought this car was always really cool. I like the way the confetti kind of landed on it. But honestly, all the Budweiser cars were really cool because the Charlotte one he tore up. The Homestead one is the Homestead one, which I do have that car. But yeah, I decided to show that one off because I also have the pin for that. I'd love to find the Elite at some point, but at the same time, I kind of have hit my limit. I have enough Kevin Harvick cars. I have seen him win 3 times. I saw him win 3 times. I have his Homestead. I have both his Coke 600s, both of his Brickyards, or at least the 2 that he did back to back. So yeah, I have a lot of Harvick cars. Yeah, I didn't like Harvick as much. I always thought he was kind of I don't know. I always thought it was just like every other driver, though, where they get kind of set in their way and they can get kind of annoying. Like, I remember when he crashed Chastain after he walled him at Darlington in the Xfinity Series, and I was kind of like, well, dude, you walled him. Like, I don't understand why you're mad. Like, you walled him, and then you're mad about it? Like, why? Okay, what was this other one? I wanted to grab this. Well, that's a Coke 600 win. Did I get the pin for this? So this race, for those who don't remember, this one, I'm going to bring some tears to some people here. Anybody in here that's a Junior fan, you might want to look away, because the car I'm about to pull out is one that probably breaks your heart. And I'm sorry to do it, but it has to be done because it's that cool of a car. This one is the 2011 Coke 600 car for Kevin Harvick. And I have the official pin, which is always fun. But this is the race that Dale Jr. was leading coming out of turn 4, or leading coming through turn 4, and ran out of gas. And Kevin Harvick, closer, wins with this car. It's a matte black finish with Budweiser, Armed Forces, and then you got the Coke bottles all over it. The matte finish on it's really cool. 2011 had some absolutely cool race wins. Like, you go back and look at some of the 2011 cars, they're really hard to find. There's some 2011 there's some 2011 Brad Keselowski cars that are really expensive. The Regan Smith car, the Casey Kane car. Like, there's a lot of 2011 race cars that are like super expensive or super hard to find. Even Stenhouse's first start, that was in this race in the Coke 600. And that's the one where he has that big wall scrape down the side. I love that car. Now, that one's not quite as expensive because it's not an actual race win, but I really love that car still. For those who don't know which one I'm talking about, it's the 21 car where he subbed for Trevor Bayne. And he has a big yellow wall scrape down the whole side of the car. And they made his first start raced version for Ricky. And those are pretty affordable. You can get those on eBay for like $100 or something. Or maybe less. But I really like those cars because I always thought the wall scrape was super cool. And so I picked that one up way back, and I've never let that one go. All right, back in here. Yeah, that one's, I was going to say, that's a pretty good one. Do I have any Elliott Sadler cars? I do not. I used to have his 38 Texas win, the one where he beat Casey Kane by half a car length. Again, thank you, Kane fans, who are also scarred with me. But yes, I remember that one. And that's really the only race win they made for Elliott. You know, did he win a race after 2004? I don't think he did. Like, he didn't win that many races. So the only race one I would have would be that Texas one. And like I said, I had it in ARC, and I think I'm going to try and find it in Elite at some point, but it's not one I'm going to keep. You find any pins from the races I went to? Yes, I think I did. So I remember, You said you went to the Atlanta one. I found that one. I actually found the one from just the Suarez one. This is the one from earlier this year, 2024, and Better Health 400. So I found that one. I got to look at the list again though, and see which ones there were, because I think I have all of them. I have all the race wins too. I think you needed that Almirola one. I still have that car. I don't know if I'm ready to part with it yet, but for the right amount, I will. But I don't know if I'm willing to yet. So don't get too mad, because like I said, I don't know if I want to let that one go. But the Talladega car, I have the pin. And so I think I do have all the pins, though. The only problem is I don't know if I want to get rid of, like I said, that Almirola pin and car. But I think the rest of them I have, like the Keselowski 2019 and some of those other ones. So I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I was more sad about the race that Kane ran out of gas. Oh, dude. He should have won that 20. If you guys, okay. I'm going to go off on a tangent here because I got a Kane fan in here helping to keep this going. Let's start in 2006. Kasey Kahne wins a Coke 600. 2007, it was a fuel mileage race. Casey Mears wins a Coke 600. 2008, Kane wins the Coke 600. He's 2 out of the last 3 years. 2009, he has a great car. He's battling with Kyle Busch, and with a late race caution, as he was literally running down Greg Biffle, when the rain came out, David Rudiman stays out, wins the race, and wins the Coke 600 in 2009. If that caution doesn't come out, Kasey Kahne is racing Kyle Busch for the lead in the 2009 Coke 600. 2010, Kurt Busch wins the Coke 600. I don't know if he was as much of a factor in that one. That was his last year at Richard Petty. They did not run very well that season. 2011, literally leading on the final restart when he runs out of fuel coming to the green flag, after like taking the lead from Greg Biffle and leading up to that green-white checker. So Kane was leading the Coke 600 that year too. 2012, wins the Coke 600. 2013, dominant car in the Coke 600. Late in the race, everybody pits except for him. And he still ends up holding off for second. He just couldn't hold off Kevin Harvick for the win in the 2013 Coke 600. So 2014, I think, is a year he struggled a little bit more. But 2006 to 2013, he could have won 5 Coke 600s in that time. He won 3. But he probably could have won, honestly, I say 5, he could have won 6. But yeah, Kane at Charlotte, that was his really good track. He was just always really good there. So anyway, yeah, I had to point that out because it's one of those things that, like, it goes unnoticed. Let's see here. Both National Guard cars that day lost on the final lap. Yeah, and oh man, I still remember that Indy 500 still sticks in my mind because it was the most insane thing I had ever seen. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, he's going to the bar. He went into the marbles and then he crashed. And I was just like, you're kidding me. I can't believe he crashed coming to the checkered flag. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Let's see here. What's the next one here? Fall 2015 day. Dude, that's not just a breaking of the heart. That one frustrated the crap out of me. NASCAR with their BS officiating and Kevin Harvick wrecking the field. Joey Logano getting another win, which, oh, dude, that race, that just makes me mad. Because it was like, oh, NASCAR says the race is over. Good night, everybody. Have a nice night. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, NASCAR said the race is over. You're all done. It's like, what? Oh, that still drives me nuts. I was talking about 2011 600. Yeah, that was the one he ran out of gas. Because 2012 he won, which I have that car too. Do you know about the Geek Squad Elliott Sadler? I do. I've seen that car, but I thought that car was pretty rare. Like, it's a relatively difficult car to find. If I remember correctly, at least. Anyway, I was going to grab another card. I'm debating which one to grab. What's this one? There's one sitting next to me. I didn't even look. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, let's show this off. I just mentioned that I got my tickets to the Indy 500. This is not an Indy 500 car, by the way, but I'm going to just kind of go with the flow anyway. It's a Brickyard car. Oh, the pin back fell off. Stick that back on. There we go. So, if you guys know the year, this is the 2011 Brickyard 400. Again, another example of 2011 having some banger race wins. I don't know how expensive this car is. This is another one that that Diehard might know. But this is the 2011 Coke 600 car for Paul Menard. Brickyard 400. Brickyard 400 car, Paul Menard, gets his only career win, and this car has always been super cool to me because of, one, I got an autograph. It's an autographed Paul Menard car. Richard Childress, I don't know. This car is just really cool. It's just one of those, like, I had it at one point, sold it, and was like, I wish I would have it back. Found an autographed edition for the same amount I sold the non-autographed for. I was like, done, easy win. And so decided to pick it back up. But yeah, this car it's another one of those examples where like 2011 and 2012 had some of the most banger raced versions. I mean, look at all the rubber buildup and all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, dude. I wish they would have just stuck with this Gen 5 car. This Gen 5 car raced so well and made some banger raced versions. Seriously, the race versions in those cars were so cool. Ooh, I just got an idea. I'm going to show off some Jeff Gordon stuff next. Because they're easy to get to, too. Where did I put the box? What? Oh, here it is. I was going to say, where did I put my box? There it is. All but one of Menard's wins came at RCR. Well, he only won a few races. He ran some Xfinity races, so I know he won a couple of those. But yeah, I was just looking down. I saw that box. I was like, what box is that? Wait, what box is that? Oh, that's Ty Dillon. That's another Brickyard car. What's this one? That's Trevor Bayne. Yeah, we can show Trevor Bayne. This is the Trevor Bayne Daytona win. I actually got this car signed in person. So the Paul Menard one was a pre-autographed edition, you know, where that's signed in the factory. This one, however, is Trevor Bayne's car. I'm not going to pull it out, but I got this one signed at Chicagoland, along with his 2013 Iowa win. So, yeah, this is the Trevor Bayne Daytona win Elite. These are pretty cheap, actually. If you want to get a Trevor Bayne Daytona win from 2011, they're not too expensive. So, but like I said, I got this one signed in person, so another one that is not going anywhere. It's just such a cool car. Okay. There we go. What is that? Oh, that's Jamie McMurray's 2010 Daytona win. Okay. Just got... oh, cool. Awesome. I'm glad you got that in the car. That thing's cool. Jeff Gordon. Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm just going to grab a random couple Jeff Gordons. All righty. Which one do I grab? Okay, so here's a couple cars that kind of a unique, I say unique story. They're unique to me. So this is the first one. This is the 2004 Jeff Gordon Brickyard 400 win. So I have all of the Brickyard 400 wins that I want so far. I got a couple more I want to make, but yeah, this one the guy did some customizations to. So you can see he added some valence to it, added some grill tape and some stuff like that. But it is the Indy race win. And so you see he also added windshield banner. He added some of the rubber paint build-up stuff. It's also lowered, so it doesn't have as much rear suspension moving on it, but it also sits lower. It is an Elite, so you can see all the Elite detail to it. But because he did the detail himself, you'll notice the braces and tethers are cut. Now, I don't like the braces and tethers being cut, but if I explain how I got this, it's an easy win. I'm trying to look in the right side and see... no, I can't see much here. So anyway, that's the Brickyard 400 for 2004. So that's the first of those cars. And then the next one of that is 10 years later when, unfortunately, Jeff Gordon would best Casey Kane on a restart and win the Brickyard 400 again. Oh, this one made me mad. Not mad. I was just so heartbroken. Anyway, Jeff Gordon would win the Brickyard 400 in 2014. Now, you might be just looking at this car and thinking, what? Hold on, look at that. There's something behind the window net. It says Exalta. Let me go through the right side and show you exactly what this is. Oh, crap. I don't have good lighting, do I? Damn, that's going to be a problem. Hold on, let me try something. Let me tip it up. Oh, there you go. See that Sprint and Exalta on there? This car has interior decal detail, which means it has the Sprint Exalta logo on the roll bar. It has Sprint and Exalta logo on the headrest and the seat, and a couple things on the dash. Like, it has detail. And so same thing, it's an Elite. So it has the full Elite chassis. Oh, sorry, here we go. Full Elite chassis underneath. Unfortunately, like the other one, like I mentioned before, they cut the braces and tethers on the hood. So when I pull this open, just standard, no detail. But it does have the higher detail engine. Same thing in the trunk. That's all been cut. He also painted the dash in the rear, and so he did add some details up front. But yeah, just the way that this car was all like put together. I also got the official pin for that. But yeah, this is the Brickyard 400 car. I have about 16 Jeff Gordon cars, all like this. They're elites that have had the braces and tethers cut, and they've had all these little customizations to make them look more raced and stuff like that. Like you'll notice, actually, he has a yellow antenna on the roof. You know, like color antennas, all that kind of stuff. And all these cars, I bought the guy's entire collection out. They had no boxes, no stuff, and so people were buying them for 20, 30 bucks on eBay, and I said, well, here, let me just give you a big bulk offer, and I'll take the whole Jeff Gordon collection. So he shipped me literally 20-something Jeff Gordon cars in a big box, all wrapped up. He did a really good job wrapping them. They didn't get damaged at all. And I sold a few of them off because they had no boxes, and I didn't really want them because they were old or cars that I didn't remember watching race. You know, so like these are the ones I wanted because I remember these races. But then there's like 2002 Vegas. I don't remember that race, so I didn't keep that one. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of Jeff Gordon cars like that all came from that situation. If it couldn't be Kane, I'm glad it was Gordon. I completely forgot about Kyle Busch, finished second to him in that race. Yeah, because Kane fell back to fourth. I saw someone mention Tony Stewart. I'm going to grab a Tony Stewart car real quick, and I'm going to grab another Jeff Gordon. All right, so I grabbed this one. This is Jeff Gordon's Talladega win. You guys might remember this, getting beer cans pelted at it. There we go. I had to grab one more. I had to grab that Tony Stewart car. But you might remember this, getting beer cans pelted at it because he beat Dale Jr. in 2004. But I do remember the donut marks looked really cool. I loved this Pepsi car. This thing always, I thought, looked really, really cool. The bright yellow valence and grill tape to it. The right side, you know, you got a donut mark there too, but I don't know, it was something about that too. They always had the bright yellow tape and spoiler, and you know, just the accent was always that neon yellow, and I always thought it looked really, really good. So this is a really rare, hard to find elite car in a standard, like, normal one. Of course, like I said, braces and tethers are cut, all that kind of stuff. I think actually the wheels are even broke on this one. But again, it doesn't bother me because, again, the whole thing is this car is like slightly damaged, but I got it for like nothing, like a 20, 30 bucks, and I have this really cool elite car with really good detail. It's just missing a couple features, but it was so cheap I can't even get mad. Like, I love it. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Jeff Gordon cars because, one, the price was fantastic, but also it's like it's not worth much, so I could put it on eBay and it might go for 30, 40 bucks, and so it's like, no, it makes more sense for me to just keep it. And the last car, I say the last car, this will be the last one I grab for tonight, and then I'm going to head off the stream because my voice is starting to hurt. I'm going to have to save a little bit for Sunday. But this is Tony Stewart's, oh, I got to get this on a thing here. There we go. There we go. This is Tony Stewart's All-Star win from 2009. He actually won the year after Kane won due to the All-Star fan vote. So Kane won in 2008. This is the 2009 race win. This was the race, if everyone remembers all those clips, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman going 3 wide, you know, keep your foot in it, all that. Like, this is that race. And Tony Stewart ended up getting the All-Star win in his, this is the first year he was in the 14 car. And then I actually just today picked up the All-Star race pin for 2009. So I officially get to add this pin into the box. That's why I had to make sure I did that. So now I officially have the pin for this car. So this one is a really cool car though, because one, COT, All-Star win, all of it, just really cool. And I only have four Tony Stewart cars. I have his 2 Brickyard wins, his Sonoma win, and this one. And that's all I need. I think I'm pretty satisfied with those wins. So, but anyway, guys, that will pretty much wrap up all the cars I'm going to show for tonight. Luckily, I, at some point in the near future, hopefully, will be able to get these cars out a lot easier. They'll all be on shelves or display cases. Like, I won't have to go grab boxes. I can just go grab it right out of the case, bring it over, put it right back in the case, and do all that. But for now, I'm preparing for the move, so it's going to be a little tough to do that kind of stuff. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to share that eBay page. Like I said, everything started at $1. So sprint car fans, diecast fans, there's tons of stuff out there. Like I said, 80 plus listings. A lot of them started cheap. I don't know where they're at now, but like I said, all of it's got to go. And I'm going to have another big batch coming in the next couple of weeks to try and get moved so I can move with a few less totes when it's time to get all of it ready to rock and roll. So anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me tonight, and we will see you Sunday for the Cookout 400 at Richmond.